So now that we've created Carli 4, right, creation of Carli 4 on GitHub, we can go ahead and start building it, all right, because we haven't done that yet. So, oh, I see here a little typo that we need to be fixed. So it's Carli 4, so the README should be changed as well. So let me do that first, and let's then build it, or let's just build it first. These two guys, we don't need it anymore. You can go and move to the dustbin. Mülleimer in German. We go to Carli, I go to Carli 4, and we start building it. So that's one thing. So let's let him work at it. So there's a sudo and then build. And how do I know this? Well, just by reading this guy, because I need to edit it anyway. So this needs to be number 4 by now. And this is the line you need. Sudo build me, and then the script, the building scripts, and you need to install this package. But if you're on ArcoLinux and ArcoLinux, there's no issue with it whatsoever. You can install this, but on other distros, you're on your own. So we need the Arch ISO for that. So let's go and run this, so we know what the output is and what we need to change, because in the same video I am gonna do, where are you on the other screen, I am gonna do this one, this part. So the creation of, we've done that, we've pushed it to the internet, and Carli 4 is now present, right? But what I want to do as well is number 3. Let us make sure that all ArcoLinux references are changed to Carli. So let's first have a look what's the situation now, and where do we want to go with Carli 4 in the next article. So let's pause here, because of the fact that it's actually building at this point in time. And there we are. We have an output of 656 megabytes. It's called ArcoLinux. It's time it was changed to to ArcoLinux. And for this it's okay, but there are more things we should change probably. If we do a super F7 and boot up with this one, I think so, like this, we'll get other things that we would like to change. That this is Carli, that's great, but that this shouldn't say ArcoLinux, neither should this one. So we need to change some elements in here as well. Boot ArcoLinux, no, boot Carli Linux, and so on. But basically, if we continue our story and boot up, still gonna be pretty much the same. You just saw a reference to ArcoLinux again. If you rewind your video, and there we are, still the same ArcoLinux ISO we're used to. Let's get in here, Control F, and kill this thing. So that's our next goal, how to change these things. Now, before I forget, well, this is take 3 of the tutorial. I did make a small change inside Git version 2. So if you change something, you want to push it to the internet. You don't want this on the internet. You don't want this on the internet. At this point in time, Carli 4 is properties 2.9 gigabytes. All right, you don't want to push that on GitHub. So this cleanup version 1 is actually nothing more than saying get rid of the out folder, get rid of the work folder before you push. But rather than remembering it all the time, I thought in the previous video that I've deleted now, I said, okay, let's get it in here and say, let's do these clean scripts, clean up script, right? And do it like this. That's gonna work. Let's have a look. There's my cleanup. So cleanup and then something behind it, anything behind it. So if I change it to version 2 and so on, it will still work. So when I push it to the internet, so Git version 2 is changed, And when I say let's push everything to the internet, it's gonna erase, it's gonna delete my out folder, and that's why we move it in ArcoLinux B ISO. If you are familiar to the building process of ArcoLinux B, right, you see there's a lot of possibilities to build, but you'll see that we have an out folder somewhere else, so we can actually delete this one, otherwise it's going to be gone every time we build something and we delete it immediately. So the out folder is not needed on GitHub for sure, and it's not okay because it still has these references to ArcoLinux, so it can go. So if you run it now, and let me give in my password here, and then we're going to commit it to the internet. So write your commits. Actually, if nothing changed, that did not change anything. So you see that work and out is gone, and the size of Carli 4 is not that big anymore. We are talking about, where's my size here? 2.1. Okay, I think I'd better type test commit or something, because I don't think anything changed, but something did change. So let's have a look. What have we changed? We go to up here, reload it, test commit. What did I change? Ah, yeah, sure. We've changed the force to clean up. That I knew, but this was forgotten already. We've changed the numbers. So the commit to, well, the text to readme.md. All right. There is eventually a possibility to change the commit with an amend. If I have a look at that again, how that was, we can include it in the video as well. Right, it does help to remember some of the words to have a proper Google action here. So I can recommend this Git, well, this tutorial about Git on Atlassian.com. That's where I've learned it years ago, but it's very demanding. I mean, Git is enormous what you can do with it. I just want to commit amend here. So commit amend, this is basically what we need to do. All right, so putting that on the second screen, git commit, git, yeah, commit was correct, but then amend. And the message is adding cleanup script, right? Cleanup script in Git. That's okay. That's okay. There we go. And now we're going to push that again to the internet. Okay. Control X. That's good. So change and clean up script in Git. Script, basically. All right, let's see what that brings, what it changes here. Test commit, we have to go up here first, and we see here the merge branch master thing. So adding cleanup script in Git, that's what we did, and this is also the result of it, the merger that we just saw. This is something I really don't like, to know how to get rid of that. But okay, that's not important, I'll figure it out later. Like I said, Git is complex, but the result is there. So let's continue with the exercise that we should actually still change all the name references. So it's all good that we have an out for, we have an ISO that's called ArcoLinux, but wouldn't it be nicer if it is an ISO that's called CarliLinux? So I'm going to open up build sh. So, and then where do we define all these things? This is called Arch, right? So this can be changed into Carli. It's just text. We can change it to Carli, right? Change between this and that is just some letters. No harm done. ISO name ArcoLinux. ISO name Carli. Carlo. I always say Carlo, I don't know why. Carli Linux. And ArcoLinux, well, Carli. ArcoLinux, no, Carli. ArcoLinux org, not really. ArcoLinux ISO.com. That's a better reference. Okay. Save. The rest stays. This stays. Just the names we're looking for. So Control find ArcoLinux to found. This is a reference to a URL for the mirror list. So yeah, we keep off. And that's the links thing, wiki installation guide, we keep off as well. And save. Now we're wondering if we're building this, we could actually already start building that, but we're not going to because we want to save some time. What will happen as well is that all these folders need to be checked. Is there somewhere reference to ArcoLinux? So I'm gonna open a tip, super F2. Atom is started. I'm gonna take Carli 4 and drop it in here, which is much easier for me to have a look. So this is all the stuff we have, right? And it's super fast to just have a look. And here we have the Carli things, we've changed that. And let's go ahead and do a Control H. No, this is not working here. Control F is working here. Control H in Sublime Text. So we have here the word Arch. So every time I find the word Arch, I wanted to replace it with Carli. One found, replace all. Save. Whoa, a lot of Arch things, but watch out, Eric. What are this? This okay, this can change. So it needs to be case sensitive. Now it's case sensitive. This one should not be changed, but boot ArcoLinux, install ArcoLinux, Carli. This looks good, right? So we say replace all. Save. The same applies here. All the Arch stuff, they are just texts. Don't start changing anything inside this, right? This is important. It's just the text we want to change. Replace all. Find, nothing to find. Find, nothing to find. Well, I shouldn't be pressing find. It just already says there is nothing there. And that's that. So that's one folder we've done. Nothing here either. Here we see the reference Arch. So okay, replace all becomes Carli. Reference, replace all becomes Carli. Nothing here, nothing here. And then the last folder, quick look. But we're not gonna change anything in here, I suppose. Did I move something? Okay, sorry, didn't want to move anything. Dragging is moving. My mistake. This we can change. Arch ISO, we can change it to Carli in small letters. Just Carli. Save. And this is protected in the sense that it's from root. So I have to type it twice. My password. But no Arch in here. So you see immediately no results. So the work flow is fast with this tool. So there we go. We have now a new, well, we've changed something anyway. And if we want to know what changed, I always do this. Push it to the internet. Okay, no such file or directory. So remember that we've put the cleanup script in there. It wants to delete something and clean something that's not there. So this is okay. There is no problem with it. We know it's not there. Changed all ArcoLinux instances, or names better, names with Carli. Okay. And this is the time for you to check yourself. Reload it. Changed all ArcoLinux names with Carli. If you did something wrong, this is the time to check it. Any typos, this is the time to check it. No, seems to be good for me. So that's that. Of course, we're now curious what's the change, right? So this sudo build thing, what's gonna happen? So while that's doing its thing, can we do something else? Maybe already take a picture of all this and put it on the website. All right, we're back. It means we have now a standard out here, something called ArcoLinux, and maybe it requires a dash in between it, or just Carli without Linux as possible as well. So I believe in this is the third attempt I make this video. I believe in the first attempt I just called it Carli, and it just looked better than this. So going back inside build sh, and the ISO name would improve if I just call it Carli. So I'm gonna push it to the net like that as well. But if I push it, then I'm gonna clean it. Well, I will delete this one and I'll delete this one. So first we're gonna test it out. So we have this as name, like I said. So next time it's gonna be called Carli 2020. Gonna be better, but that's not important. What happened? I changed a lot of things. Did something happen? We're gonna choose the disk file, Carli 4 out, that's the one. And then update, or not update, but start. So we changed it. This changed. Boot ArcoLinux, Carli, boot ArcoLinux, right? So a lot of things changed when we are looking at the boot up screen. And that's the point. We wanted to have no reference anymore to ArcoLinux and say, okay, this is Carli. That's what you want to have if you have your own distro as well. So we're booting up and you'll see some references just gone again, some references to the ISO name, which is now ArcoLinux. And there we are, of course. There is nothing graphical going on. It's still pretty much the basis of ArcoLinux, but we're starting to get there. So that's that. Like I said, I'm gonna push it again to the internet, and the ISO, the name of the ISO, will be in the future Carli 2020 and then a date. All right, that's it for me, I think. I think so. And we're going to tackle the next thing. All right.